Ladies and gentlemen, today as part of the supported independent living training program, we're going to make a cottage pie with baked potatoes and veg. Okay, so you can see there we have our mince. Okay, we have our rooster potatoes, we have our butter, we have our fresh veg, we have our onions, and we have our garlic, we have our salt and pepper, and we have our gravy mix, and we have our frozen veg. Okay, so we have our green chopping board for our vegetables, our red for our meat. Some of the utensils there we have some pots, we have a tray, and we also have a wooden spoon, a knife, and spatulas. Okay, so we're going to get things up and running now in relation to the cottage pie, baked potato, and veg. So as you can see here, we have our baked potatoes put into the oven. These baked potatoes are probably going to take about an hour and 15 minutes in the oven. We just wrapped the rooster potatoes in tin foil. Okay, so we're going to leave them in the oven cooking while we're going to prepare the cottage pie. Okay? We're just washing our vegetables, just getting our vegetables ready for preparation. So we're just washing our potatoes. So we're going to peel our onions, and we're going to peel our garlic, and we've already bought a mixed vegetable mix there, fresh vegetables of leeks, celery, and potatoes. Okay, so we're going to get stuck in now to preparing our vegetables. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've started the prep. We've peeled our potatoes. Okay, our potatoes, we just cut them into quarters there just to speed up the process of them cooking. So we've peeled our potatoes, and we've peeled our onions, and we've peeled our garlic. Okay, so we're going to chop our onions and our garlic, and what we're going to do is next we're going to put our potatoes on the cook. Okay, we're going to strain off the cold water. We've boiled water there in the kettle, boiled. So to speed up the process of the mashed potatoes, this is going to be for the top of the cottage pie, and we are going to put boiling water into the potatoes. Ladies and gentlemen, we can see there our garlic is crushed, our onions are chopped. Okay, we have our pot on, is ready to go. We're just heating our pot up now for our mince. We're going to just add some oil into the pot, let it sizzle away. And we have our potatoes, our boiled potatoes are on cooking. Okay, that's going to be for the top of our cottage pie. Okay, so our pot is on nice and hot, and we're going to add in the vegetables then, and then we're going to add in the mince. Okay, we can see there we just have to add in our onions there. We're just frying off our onions and our garlic just to add a bit of flavour, and now we're going to add in our mince. Okay, so our mince is gone in. Going to give our mince a bit of a stir. Cook it out then, and then we're going to add in our vegetables. So there we go, we're after adding in our mince now. So our mince is in the pot, and so is our vegetables. So we're just stirring it up now, and we're just going to let that cook away for about 10 minutes. We're just going to saute everything off, and then we'll add in our stock, and then we'll thicken it up then with some gravy mix. See here, our mince is starting to cook away. We're just going to lower down the heat under our mince. And we have 2 stock cubes and about a litre of water here in the pot. We're just dissolving here the stock cubes. And as soon as the stock cubes are dissolved in the boiling water, we're going to add it into our mince. Okay, so you can see our mince is browning, it's sauteing away there, our onions, our garlic, our leeks, our celery, our carrots, and our mince. Okay, it's cooking away there nice and slowly. Okay, our potatoes, we've turned down our potatoes. Our potatoes are up to the boil. That's going to be the top. Our stock is we're just waiting for the stock cubes to dissolve, and then we're in the process now of our mince. Our mince is cooking away. So we've also added some salt and pepper now into our mince. So our mince is still cooking away. Our stock is ready. So what we're going to do is we're just going to turn off the heat underneath our stock. We're going to gently add our stock into. Okay, we're adding our stock now into our mince. Okay, and we're just going to give it a stir. Okay, so we're just going to bring it back to the boil, and I'm just going to let it simmer out, and then we'll thicken it with some gravy mix. Okay, so the cooking process is underway. And in the meantime, just come back to our baked potatoes. Our baked potatoes are nearly ready, and they're not far off it. They're coming along nice and slow. Okay, so our best letting the baked potatoes bake away there over the period of time. The slower, the nicer they will be. Our mince is starting to cook away there. Okay, so what we're going to do is now we're going to add a couple of spoonfuls of our gravy mix, and we're just going to sprinkle it in on top. Now this is a good quality gravy mix, and Knorr generally would be the best. Okay, just to make sure that the gravy mix is the one that dilutes in a sauce, that you don't have to dilute it in water. So you can see there, we're just adding the gravy mix in now, just to thicken up a couple of spoonfuls. It's best to add less than more. We can add more at a later date, and if at a later time if we need to thicken it up. So you can see there, we're still to the boil, and we're going to let that thicken up now, and we're going to cook it off for the next 10-15 minutes, and then it'll be ready then for the put into our bowls, for the set, and then for the put the mashed potato on it. Okay, so in the meantime we have our butter melting away there for our potatoes. Okay, our potatoes are nearly cooked. Okay, that's going to be our mashed potatoes for the top of the cottage pie. Okay, so you can see there, cottage pie is starting to thicken up, and it's cooking away, and we're nearly ready now for putting in for making the pie. So ladies and gentlemen, we can see here our potatoes are ready for mashing. Okay, we put our fork through our potatoes are ready. Okay, we're after putting our mince on simmer, and our cottage pie mix, and with our mince, our vegetables, our onions, garlic, leeks, celery, carrots, and gravy mix. It's all ready to go now. We just have it on simmer. So what we're going to do is now we're going to strain our potatoes, and then we're going to add the butter, and then we're going to put the mince into the bowl, and then we're going to put the potato on top of the mince. Okay, so we're ready to get cracking now on putting the cottage pie together. Well, there we go. Our potatoes are strained. We're just letting them strain off, letting all the excess water come off them. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put them back in the pot, and we're going to add some of our lovely dairy gold butter, and we're going to mash the potatoes. We're going to cream them right up for to go on top of our mince. Just put some salt in our potatoes. We're just going to add some pepper now, some white pepper. Sprinkle some white pepper in on top of our potatoes. Okay, and we're just going to add in our butter, and what we're going to do is now we're going to cream our potatoes. Okay, some people like to do it with a potato masher or a whisk, I like to do it with a whisk. Okay, so I'm going to mash and cream up the potatoes. They're going to be nice and creamy for the top of our cottage pie. Here we can see our potatoes are becoming nice and creamy, so they're nearly ready now for the top of our cottage pie. The potatoes are nice and creamy. You can see now our mince is ready to go into the bowl. Our mash is ready to go on top. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start the process off by putting the mince into the bowls then, and then we will finish the process by putting the mashed potato on. Ready? Okay, off we go. So just putting the mince into the bowl, just like that. Okay, just filling it up 2/3. Again, Just going up again, 2/3. Okay. Alright, we're using a ladle and we're just filling up and the bowls up 2/3 up to the top. Okay, here we go again. Just filling the bowls up now, 2/3 up with the mince. Okay, these are going to be individualised cottage pies. Okay, so it's generally taking about 2 ladles for 2/4 up into the bowl. Okay, so we're just going to put our mash, place our mash, 2 spoonfuls of mash right on, and we're going to spread that out. Okay, so we're just going to put our mash on top of our cottage pie, and we're going to spread it out evenly on the cottage pie to give it a nice effect. Okay. Now, it's very important we don't overfill it because we don't want the juice or the grease coming out over the top. Okay, so mince, filling it right up. Okay, so you with it. So what we've done was put the mash in on top, and we've just kind of gone around it with a fork just to give it a rough kind of edging on it. Okay, so our pies, our cottage pies now are ready for the oven. So we're just going to pop them in the oven now for about 15 minutes just to brown and crispy up the mashed potatoes on top. So we have our 6 individual, and we have our 2 pies then. Okay, so that's our cottage pie is ready for the oven. So you can see now our cottage pies are going into the oven, and we're going to put them in the oven now for about 15 to 20 minutes just to get the top to go nice and crisp. So there we see our baked potatoes are cooked, they're ready to go. So we're just waiting on our cottage pie, and we're going to cook off our frozen veg as well. Here our cottage pies are cooking away. They're nice and gold on top here, so they're not far off cooked. Now our cottage pie is done. We just have to platen it up there. So we have our veg, we have our baked potato, and we have our individual cottage pie. Okay, so we started. The whole process is probably after taking about an hour and a half. Okay, so our baked potatoes, our mixed veg, and our homemade cottage pie.